Ba-da-bum. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, I finished what I need to do. Go to continue. This is showing up on the... Yeah, it's showing up now. Okay. We're gonna continue where we left off on Cupid ending 4. I think we left off on chapter 5, I think. It's gonna say it right there. Okay, put this over here. Right there. And click on this. Refresh. Yeah. There we go. Oh, what's up, Luca? I'm playing right now Cupid, a visual novel. After this, I'm going to play Resident Evil. No, I only have Twitter, which you'll find in the background. I mean, in the description down below. I feel like having too many social media sites is like too much, you know. So yeah, if you stick around after this, I'm gonna play Resident Evil. But as of right now, I'm gonna start finishing up Cupid, a visual novel, ending 4. Rosa knocked on Gumi's door, carrying a tray of food. She had been poisoning his meals in small doses for weeks now, taking note of any ill effects it had yielded. There had been none. Gumi was still fit and healthy as ever. No symptoms at all, even after she had increased the dosage. Either he had eaten anything for a month, or he was immune to poison. Both possibilities were suspect. So knocked again. There was no response from the other side of the door. It may have worked. It was not a total loss, however. She remembered Catherine mentioning how particular Gumi was with his sleep. Just as she had been about to give up, she had ventured on this hunch. It was true. Gumi was curiously rather sensitive to sedatives. Rosa had offered rose tea to Gumi that afternoon, under the guise that she had made a new recipe. It had been laced with opium and valerian, sweetened with honey to mask the taste. Whether or not it was the casting of Philia, he had drunk it without second thought. He had retired early that evening. Rosa noted the grogginess visible in his gait. He snuck the master key this evening. Tonight is her night. Rosa pushed the door to his room open. It took a couple of seconds for her eyes to adjust to the darkness. Alright, right now Rosa drugged Gumi and he's sleeping right now. So we need to do this. We could just skip this. Alright, we're gonna have to take the dagger first. May come in handy. Now we just skip this. Now he's reading the diary. Oh, 6 March. What am I? God, what am I? I am whole. I can think. I am bleed. School in the morning. Okay. Alright, Luca, I'll try to do it early in the morning. I'll try to do it earlier because I was reading watching Paddington with my family, so that's why I wasn't doing anything earlier. I'll make sure to do this earlier by before 2:20. I am whole. I can think. I am bleed, but somehow I am not normal. Who am I? What is my purpose on this earth? I drown myself in delusions of grandeur. I am made for something more. It should be, shouldn't it? These gifts, this life, it should all mean something, but the day passes, and the slow, trickling horror that I am simply a mutation, a mistake, is creeping up on me. Day in and day out, a struggle to survive, directionless, uncertain. I must be made for something more than this, but nobody told me what it is. Rosa read the words and found them tugging at her heart. If you don't mind me asking, Luca, if you're still here, what country are you from? Because right now I'm in the U.S., so I think the times might be different. This was the same feeling she had had for years. It almost seemed like the words were her own. There's a winter in Liechtenstein, and even the fire can't take the chill off my weary bones. They name me Isaac. I don't speak much to anyone, but I like it here. The convent is a fine place to stay. Until after winter, at least. I have finally learned English and German. I met a boy named James. Looks to me about the same age as I. He's an acolyte. Calls me his brother. I rather like it. He told me to be wary of the Monsieur, not that I don't have any clues otherwise. I always get a sour taste in my mouth, like vomit whenever I am with him. I think I am lusting his shame. I know I'm not supposed to be writing this. God forgive me. I did not want to write it down. If I do, it'll be the truth. Oh Lord, please forgive me. I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted to stop hurting. I'm hiding now. I slashed my face and cut my hair so they would not recognize me. Pain. Pain is good. Penance. Oh Lord, please. There is a God listening. Please strike me down. Alright. See ya, Luca. Thanks for saying bye. Bad memories begin to surface in Rosa's mind. Desperation. A cornered animal that fought back. It reminded her of her own sins. Her hands were drenched in red. And yet, she was planning to kill another man. This had been her goal all along, hadn't it? That same familiar guilt began to stir in her mind. She bit her lip. Rosa skipped some entries. Most of them were garbled, almost incomprehensible. They were written in old ink, faded and unloved. Still, though, they were melancholic. Painted a picture of a man with sufficient black humor to keep sane. 28 November. The plague confirmed my suspicions that I do not die from sickness. I don't know how to feel about that. Everyone is dead. But on the bright side, everyone is dead. I am 22. Somebody asked me my name when I snuggled close to the fire. I told them my name is John. It's not exactly a lie, is it? I have had so many names. I must have been a John at one point. I find that funny. 7th June, 1489. For decades, I have searched for something in this life, and I'm always disappointed by transience. What am I looking for? Meaning? Hope? Love? Death, maybe? I can bleed. Wounds to the heart heal slower than the rest of my body. I think I may die if wounded enough. I have tried that. There was a time when seeing myself bleed was the only reminder that I am not numb. Yet my body does not form scars, no matter how many times I draw my knife. Like any sign of age or ugliness, they all fade. They wrinkle today, gone the next, as if my body isn't even my own to brand. That is a shame. I want to mar my body so badly that anyone who sees me will flee. But I have tried that too. People are crueler when you're ugly. Why is that? Why do they feel the need to punish you simply because you are detestable? Perhaps because they can. Perhaps because it is easy to be cruel to those who do not belong. I don't belong. It would be nice to disappear one day. There it is. There's confirmation that he can be killed. So he believes like everyone else, but heals enough not to die. Yeah, so Gumi is a monster of some kind. 4 May 1490. As years pass, it is beginning to dawn on me that humans have holes in their souls, and they are desperate to fill them with whatever seems to fit. Woman, liquor, money, religion. I too have this gaping hole, and it is in my belly, and I am always hungry, always hollow. They're not really that much different. Rosa shuffled through more pages and saw a different penmanship in one such entry. It caught her eye. New century. I like it. I smell change in the air. It's so much easier to lie when you have the means. Trading is a good sport. My name nowadays is Baron Eric Winshire. How could I have forgotten mankind's paralyzing obsession with titles? Names have powers. Title have power. I simply bought a horse and good robes and introduced myself as such. Everyone fawned over it. To get used to this. The taste is refreshing. I must plan this better next time. A background, a story. People love stories. Maybe I should be an actor next. I am inside the royal court now. Rather than serving it, the abundance is staggering. I have never seen such riches since Constantinople. I can handle myself better now. I've been catching up with the times. I've been reading books, conversing, and attending social events. It is time to acquaint myself with the new era and quit wallowing in desperation and depression and guilt. Frankly, it doesn't suit my new haircut. Pretense everywhere. Human nature stays the same. The powerful will take advantage of the damned. So it is all a struggle. Control. Is that all there is? I have thought it would be different. Somehow. In a learning class in a different era. What was I expecting? Fortunately, I am already well acquainted. I don't want to live anymore. My days are nothing but emptiness. I have told myself before that there is nothing else needed but to survive. But is that the truth? Is this all there is? If so, then, Alex, please let me follow you into the darkness where death drives on souls. Please, forgive me. Forgive me. Why must human lives be so fragile? It was an accident. I didn't mean to. I got careless. I shouldn't have stayed that long. The next entry's penmanship was scratchy and difficult to understand. I'm tired of his life. It was all an endless cycle. I can't stand the taste of this any longer. Love turns to ash in my mouth. I'm trying to stop. I want to stop. It is my 7th day without consuming anything other than normal food. It barely grazes the bottom of my stomach. I want to see if I will die without eating love. Sick of this. Now you know what he is, Rosa. Consumes love. Yep. Now that we know that, what do? We keep on reading more. Now we keep on skipping. Skip. There's still quite a few entries that she didn't explore, but she decided to close the book. She had read enough for now. Rosa's hands were shaking by then. A growing feeling of understanding came over her. Thoughts weren't too much like her own. They were too similar. To me consumes love. Rosa remembered the taste in her mouth when she had kissed Catherine. There was something else in that kiss. She's the same thing. I now do it for me. You must do it for me. My peace. Is it really? Is it easy? Is it easy to say that? But what do you really want? Stop him from hurting more people. He must be stopped. If he will not stop, there will be more victims in the future. He has grown in pride and greed. There's no telling what he'll do in the future. He's nothing but a monster, a rabid dog that must be put down. But is it really the right thing? Is death the only way to change him? Yes, it is. Of course it is. There's no other choice. It's the only way to stop him. He's a monster. Besides, it is what he deserves. Am I not like him, Mother? I'm also a monster. We are the same. No, you are not. You're not a monster. I've raised you, guided you, and loved you enough. All my sacrifices were for you, to stop you from turning into something like him. Oh, I was always afraid. Always, always. But you are my dear daughter. You may be a monster, but you are not. Because of me. Because of a mother's love for a child. Now that you know his true face, there's only one thing to do. Kill him. Rosa bit her lip until she could taste blood. But Mother, please. Don't make me kill anyone again. I'm scared. Don't worry. I will guide you. Don't you fret, my child. I will be there to guide you. It's simple, my darling. Focus on the goal ahead. This isn't right. I can't kill another person, Mother. Yes, you can. You must. To fulfill your goal, it is necessary to crush things along the way. Just remember that they don't matter. It is just you and I forever, darling. Trust no one. Love no one but me. The rest of the world can crumble to dust. You have thought about punishing him too, haven't you? What? N no. How dare he put you on the sidelines? Are you not good enough to love? Am I not fetching enough? Am I not pretty enough? Why didn't you feed on me instead? No. Bothers you, doesn't it? How could you want Catherine and not me? I'm better than her. She doesn't understand you the way I do. You are the only one I wanted this much. Why don't you desire me? Everyone does. Why not you? Stop. Just when my heart turns to Catherine, you take her away? Bastard. You took my heart. You took Catherine's. You. I hate you. Shouldn't be allowed to exist. The very thought of him confuses you. Catherine and him, they are both the forbidden fruit that you crave so badly. Mother keeps you right, darling. Mother keeps you clean. If you killed the dirty man, then you will stay pure. No. You don't have to be confused. But scold. So you are more willing to face my wrath rather than obey? Is that it? What is it that you do not understand? He cannot live. You have read his journal. He's a vile, filthy insect. He's a perish. But it shouldn't be up to me to decide. It's not how it's supposed to. Believe in Mother, child. Mother knows what is best for you, my darling. Do you believe that? Yes, Mother. I have protected you and loved you all these years, haven't I? Yes, Mother. All my sacrifices were for you, you degenerate. Tears formed on Rose's eyes. She grabbed her head and scratched viciously. No, I don't understand anymore. I'm so confused. Please, Mother. Stop it. Stop your mewling. You're not amusing me. You want to keep my presence with you? You still want my memory to stay? Of course, Mother. Please don't leave me. You love me, my daughter. Yes. Then do as I say, my child. Kill him. Rosa began to giggle. Her tongue danced in her mouth. She licked her lips in delight. Yes. Kill him. This is what he deserves for being filthy. I am a little monster too, aren't I? Mother kept me clean. He feeds me, loves me, kisses me. I like to cut his pretty neck open, Mother. Watch the pretty blood drain from his dirty mouth. Is that alright? I am a monster. Mother keeps me right. Mother, can I please play with him a little bit? Please? I want to do naughty things to him. He laughed. I want to enjoy his punishment. I hate him. I love him. Now I understand why. Rosa tittered again. I will kill him, Mother. For all his sins, he deserves to die. For a moment, Rosa was shocked by the gravity of her own words. Mother's voice came to soothe her. That's my darling girl. Make sure you make him suffer for as long as possible. All the pain in the world wouldn't be enough to punish him for the damage he's caused. There was no doubt about that. Regardless of who Gumi was, whether he was a saint or a devil, killing him was the right thing to do. Yes, Mommy dear. Follow everything you say. But I get to have fun too, right? Rosa lit arrows, bathing her face in the scarlet light cast by the candle. The night went on. The spell buried Gumi into a deeper slumber. She brought out the dagger she had stolen from Gumi's room. So pretty. She played with this shiny thing, whistling a lullaby. Sleep now, my precious Gilly. Dream of me. Dream and descend into the depths of your personal hell. Hope you like your gift. Rosa giggled, while prickling the tip of her tongue with a sharp knife. Let me deliver your torment. Chapter 7, The Taste of Honey. Wow. Okay, I did not expect this one. What in me is dark? No light, or rather darkness visible. That is not me. What is it in me? It's not me. I have fought with it, lived with it, survived. Yet we become what we should do. If that is true, then I was never myself. I'm not a monster. And what are you? Tired. Somewhat irritable. That too. I somehow prefer this side of you. Makes me wonder why I'm so stern with you. Why I care so much for your well-being. Why did I even offer you to stay with me? I do not know. You're still so generous, even if you are like this. I give because I can take. Once upon a time, there lived a man, lived, who lost his heart, so he ate others. He who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. I never lost it. I've always been cursed without it. Then take mine. Yours? You love me? I think you do. You know how long I have traveled to find you? How far I've searched? Now you're here. Finally. My heart yearns for you, Gumin. I love you. Stop. Nectar flows from the spring of the rose. An immense an obstacle, find none of membrane, joint or limb, exclusive bars. Touch me, Gumin. Body wants you. My eyes fly open from the groggy mist of confusion. My body is bound in a force that imprisons my limbs. Chains. The smell of your juices saturates my nose. Sweat. I'm hard. Flesh. Walk up to me. Your naked body makes my throat swallow. You put a finger on my lips and trace it down my neck. Goosebumps break on my skin. You are beautiful. I have noticed before. Knew who you were, or you even did. But you were pure. Pure. The taste of your love was unripe fruit. Instead, I've thought of you as something I like to protect. Why is that? Your hair flows out like a river as it brushes against my skin. You reach your hand to me, my stomach curls. There's a tainted power radiating from you that makes me gag. Like sugar dissolved in water, like a full belly on the brink of sick. I thought I had forgotten this feeling. I am afraid. Move closer to me, and I startle back. Everything in dreams is slower. Claim my mouth with yours. It tastes just like honey. Split ropes between our lips. Now I feel weaker the more I linger in this dream. A trap? Rosa, what are you doing? Stop this. You giggle. No. Your fingers grope my stiffness, stroke it hungrily. My eyes roll back. My energy drains from me. Stop. I don't want this. And yet you want me. Body agrees. No. You want me too, don't you? Stop it, Rosa. You don't know what you're doing. See? You do love me. You want to protect me. Treat me differently. I have always kept my distance from you. You're always hovering at the edge of my vision. Pressure mounts as your hand moves faster. I will myself to move. My mind is torn to pieces at this assault. You bow low on my groin. Your mouth opens to swallow my mound. Your tongue slides along my hardness. The sound is slick in my ear. I hit the back of your warm throat. My eyes flutter. Shh. I must escape. I can't move from this dastardly prison. What does it feel to be helpless? Have you forgotten what it feels like to be a victim? To be weak? Your face begins to change. You are Rosa. You are Catherine. You are Marcus. You are Dominis. You are Psyche. Hair begins to snap and distort. Skin bubbles and the flesh tears to reveal the pulsing height of the monster inside. Your glistening heart pumps in my chest. Another face grins as its eyes focus on me. Yet I'm not afraid of this thing and its many mouths. You are merely holding a mirror up to me. And she sat on top of me. slipping me inside you. I gasp and struggle, but your hands clamp around my neck. One of your tongues licks at the side of my belly as if sampling the food before the course. You are nothing but a parasite, you see. Other face contorts into a grin. How did you ever think you were powerful? Look at you squirm. You are an insect. It's time for me to swat you, make you pay for all you have done. Who are you really, Rosa? You're moving now, grinding deeper into me. Hips slap on my thigh. Poison of disgust and arousal saturates my senses. You smile at my helplessness. Smile breaks your cheeks and splits your face in two. Your mouth reveals a gaping hole. Rosa, why are you doing this? Why? Because you are filthy. You eat and you eat. I hate you. You won't even look at me. Do I have your attention now? Do I taste good? Well, it's too late. You had your chance. Now it's my turn to feed on you. Mother said, this is a fitting end for your crimes. My eyes widen at your words at the realization strike my senses. What did you say? You are. Oh, I forgive you, even if Mother can't. I love you that much. Shut up! I do. Don't you believe me? Your hips pound faster into me, and a moan escapes through my gritted teeth. Every eternity that passes saps my strength, and yet I try to desperately shake my mountains. Look at you, fighting me so hard. Doesn't it feel good? Aren't you supposed to like this? What does that even mean? How am I supposed to like it? How is being degraded into a rag supposed to be enjoyable? Too many times I have heard the same revolting words, all convincing me to accept my fate lying down, eyes closed. It will be over soon. Anger rips apart my chest. Open your mouth. Take them off. Swallow. And after all of that, they have the gall to tell me what I am supposed to feel. Little boys aren't supposed to cry. Why do you refuse a lady? Doesn't it feel good? Just relax and enjoy it. It will be over soon. Not soon enough. Men and women, they are all rabid to desire. They're disgusting. I will not be anyone's toy, ever again. I will not be a piece of meat. How dare you humiliate me, you wretched little witch? I rattle the bounds of my cage and it makes you flinch. You don't notice a part of it splinter. I bare my teeth at you. I will never forgive you. Why are you so cross with me? Don't you see I'm doing this for you? Shut your mouth. The creature doesn't stop. It continues to feed on my mind, its body grinding at me with increased fervor. The muscles of my thighs begin to shiver. The creature on top of me screams out my oldest names out of his many mouths. It drools over me with ecstasy. It is never, ever gentle. It grasps my neck and suffocates me as it nears its peak. Yes, mine. You're mine. I struggle out of the creature's grip. I can feel my body weaken and tense at the same time. The groin throbs and calls out for more flesh. Even as its pearl, my body doesn't listen to me at all. Desire is its own ruler. I concentrate on breaking the spell that holds me in place. The creature on my groin is nothing but another mouth. Its tongue slips and slides at me with every push, but it's hard to escape. The pressure in my bladder, it distracts me from my goal. My consciousness is frail, and I'm almost out of my grip. My lungs cry for air. Terror mounts inside me as I feel my life drain away. Perhaps I should stop struggling. Perhaps let the monster take me. I am so tired of fighting. You poor thing. The momentary lapse on the creature's hold lets loose a part of my mind. I gather all my remaining strength and push back at the crack I made a while ago. The spell shatters and I break free. I do not give the creature a chance to think. I jab my hand into its chest and rip his heart out. I slice through its skin until flesh erupts on my fingers. It sprays out thick, dark blood onto my face. The spell on me weakens. I feel power returning to my body, and yet the creature laughs, sound resonating from around me. I'm not going to die here. I have sacrificed far too much to perish. The creature's laugh jeers at me. For what? I grasp one of his limbs and pull. The flesh tears away like a flower's petal. The creature drowns in its own blood. I break its wing and howls in pain. I push it off of me, striking its malformed body. Every blow breaks, and every blow breaks bones and snaps snooze. And yet the creature still laughs. I am not to be mocked, you filthy thing. I am powerful, and I will endure. I have played this game for centuries, and I will not be beaten at my own device. The creature crawls on my feet. Suspended blood forms scarlet jewels around us. In dreams, time is slow. He caresses my legs with his girlish hand. Yes, you enjoyed it too, didn't you? I did it all for you. I bring my foot up. His head titters as I crush his skull under my heel. I love you. Jimmy woke up from the dream with bloody hands. His trousers were wet. His groin still felt still sore and pulsing inside his pants. He stood up from the bed and his vision floundered. He fell onto the floor, losing balance from the sudden frailty of his legs. The churning in his stomach wouldn't go away. Bile rose up in his throat and he vomited. Every breath was shallow and tasted like sick. He closed his eyes. He laid on the floor for a little while, dragging air into his lungs until the urge to vomit passed. How could darkness still spin without ground? Kumi's fist balled up in anger. To be degraded into this pathetic state was unforgivable. He felt the fury burning hot in his heart, consuming every thought in his head. He tried to rein it in. It was an unnecessary explosion of energy at this point. He didn't know how long he lay there in the dark, helpless and weak, beside his own vomit and blood. Soon, strength came back to him. Pushing himself onto the floor, Gumi staggered around his room. He cleaned himself, put on fresh clothes. Still feel the tugs of odious power within his stomach. He walked to his bedside drawer and looked inside. It was empty. Another bile of hatred churned in his stomach, grabbed his face, running his nails over the flesh of his cheek. Blood promptly traced a light trail on his skin. But the scratch disappeared as soon as his finger lifted. He could hear her calling out to him. His whisper, "Don't, Emil, stay with me again, please. You know where to find me." He shivered as his teeth grinded in his mouth. "You will pay for this." Emil heard voices wave around his ears. Ever since he had woken up from the dream, his visions doubled. He would be walking on the floor 1 minute, then slipping the next. Gumi head on to the wall. It seemed that the spell hadn't ended with the dream. He hated the feeling of being powerless. He clenched his fist, biting his lip to keep himself awake. The domain of sleep was where he was most vulnerable. His attacker must have known this too. He regained some of his strength, but he was still weakened considerably. Rosa. She was a witch. How come he had never noticed it before? The years had made him soft. Gumi clenched his jaw. Either way, it didn't matter. It was starting to get boring. He would just have to deal with Rosa tonight, and he would pack his bags and leave for Asia. Gumi smiled, despite his nausea. "Just you wait, my dear. I'll pay you back for your contempt." He opened the door to Captain's room. And once Gumi noticed a tinge of red that saturated the room. Blood-red candles shone brightly on the table. The hair was heavy, with a salty musk of sex. His vision began to flounder once again. Somehow, he felt unprepared. A prickle of fear stained his pride. He was suddenly aware that his anger had led him here without enough forethought. More than anything, he suddenly craved to have any sort of weapon. Somebody was shifting on the bed. The room was too dark to see who it was. Gumi stepped closer. He could hear a low, rosy moans from the bed. He increased in fervor, excitement as he stepped nearer. Gumi's mouth sabilated. A final soft squeal came, and the figure rose from the bed to the light of the candle. "Hey, Gilly. Thanks for waiting for me to finish. I got so excited at the thought of you coming over that I couldn't help myself. It was good to release pent-up frustration, wasn't it?" The woman stepped forward, and Gumi instinctively took a step back. "See? You are my biggest frustration. Years, Gumi, years. I held myself back, fighting my own nature. For what? I don't even know anymore. Sweat dribbled on Gumil's brow. He wiped it off hastily. He could feel his muscles tensing, a clenching in his abdomen, akin to being touched. What do you want? Rosa giggled. Punishment. But not before I get to play no round. Mother allowed me just this once. A reward for being a good girl. Gumil's vision spun. The sweat poured off his whole body. His breathing was bathed and hot. He clenched his fist. Release me from this spell now. I'm warning you. That is adorable. She stepped towards him. Gumi saw a glint of something sharp in one of her hands. It was his dagger. He gritted his teeth. His head pulsed like a splinter was stuck in his brain. Gumi felt like a child now. He suddenly realized how puny his demands sounded. Do you really want to fight me, Gumi? I know how to kill you. Strike to the heart. A wound that will never heal. She was taunting him. And this spell. I made this spell specially for you. Your own power of emitting desire is used against you. It makes my spell more powerful, while you become weaker. I must admit, it is impressive. I am more powerful than you, Gumil. Gumil choked on his own spit. He swallowed and swallowed, but the liquid in his mouth seemed to drown him. What does it feel like, being seduced against your own will? He stepped even closer to him, so close that her bosom rubbed on his arm. Gumil couldn't move. His arms felt heavy and numb. He felt a sharp, light poke of metal on his ribs. A small patch of red dampened his shirt. His power was double his own. Her power was double his own. The spell seemed to magnify it with her proximity. She ran her hands over his chest, chasing a finger down his shirt. Being torn down the middle must be excruciating. Now you know how your victims feel, you dirty monster. Who are you? I am your judge, Gulmin. I am your Scrooge, your truth. I am like you, a creature that emanates and feeds on desire. But unlike you, I am clean, I am pure. What? Mother's love keeps me clean. I am attached to her teeth and sucking at her love way after she died. Isn't it wonderful? You should know, Gumil. You sired me. What? Rosa took out the locket that Gumil had given her before. The locket was open now, and a woman's face was inside. The portrait was blurry, and the face in the picture could belong to anyone. Rosa cradled it like it was her child. Isn't Mother beautiful? Hardly forgotten her. But she was the most beautiful woman ever. It's no wonder you fell for her father. You depraved witch, I am not your father. I was never able to. Don't you dare deny it. Mother told me, Mother is always right. That is why I'm here. Get away from me. I am here to deliver your punishment. I am the angel of vengeance. Oh, Father, please understand. You hurt her so much. Her hate only fueled her love. She still loves you a lot. Shut up. Gumi spat. Stop calling me father. I have never had a child with any woman. Rosa just laughed. Why are you so embarrassed, Father? Is it because you were aroused by my body? Do I confuse you? Well, don't hold yourself back. I really love you. Mother loved me too. Her own flesh calls out to us. Ah, isn't it romantic? It is beautiful in its perversion. We are all creatures of desire. It is an inherently natural phenomenon. Any desire is justifiable, no matter how depraved. You are the kind of creature I despise. Twisted, hungry, self-righteous. You are rabid. To me, his hateful words just heightened Rose's pleasure. Ah, I love when you call me such dirty words, Father. I love it, I love it. If it distresses you, then I won't treat you like my father. Simply a man. Such little details don't matter to me at all. Love is all you need, isn't it? Love conquers all. Gumi gritted his teeth. Yes, yes it does. Mother loved me with her whole heart. She loved me in thought and body. That is why I was able to live through centuries without feeding. Her love is the only love I need. You, on the other hand, you, you are vile, repugnant, filthy. Rosa licked the sweat off Gumin's neck. Her tongue slid on his skin so enticingly, the hair on Gumin's arm stood up. She was so near now. Her skin glistened with sweat. Her lips were wet and plump like apples. Gumin shut his eyes. He wanted to push her away, despite his petrified body. His mind was torn. Part of him frolicked upon the thought, pulling her corset free and sucking on her breast, pulling her hair, running his lips on her shoulders, pushing her wrist down onto the floor, inhaling her scent and letting his tongue savor the wetness under her skin. Skirt. He bit his lips. His teeth broke through skin. The pain gave him momentary control over his drugged mind. If he didn't find a way to stop the spell soon, it would be his downfall. Oh, what a temptation you are, you shameless rake. You are enticing in your debauchery. I've been so glad all these years I didn't even feed once. You just eat and eat and eat to your little heart's content. Where is your discretion, you pig? You even stole Catherine's love before I got a taste. It's not fair. I don't know what you're talking about. Rosa giggled. Don't play dumb with me. I am the only one who understands your nature. You're two of a kind. You can't lie to me. Then release me. I've done nothing to you. Rosa licked her lips. Sorry, darling, but I can't. As long as you exist, I can never have peace. Knowing that you're out there in the world, feeding. I get jealous, you see. You crazy witch. Rosa just laughed, and Gumi felt a raising terror as she pressed her body against his. I love you so much. Her voice was barely above a whisper. I can't control myself any longer. My first and last feeding. Did you enjoy your dream of me, Gumi? I made the spell stronger now. I'll make sure you won't get away this time. Gumi was silent for a moment. Then a slow snicker escaped from his mouth. What's so funny? You, pathetic little girl. I pity you. With these words, the spell started to waver just a little bit. At least I had the decency to own my own curse, and not hide under self-righteous proclamations. I get to enjoy the scrapes of our despicable lives. And you? How does it taste living under your mother's rotting love? Probably tired of it by now, aren't you? Mommy's love doesn't taste so good after decades of sucking on it. Gumin's hunch was correct. The spell was a charm to entice and seduce. It was linked directly to the caster. If he can distract Rosa, the hold of the charm will weaken. Already he can feel sensation return to his fingers. In the end, you're just a leech, feeding off an ancient decomposing love. It's no wonder you're insane. Rosa pushed him onto the floor. She was still powerful. The curse hadn't lost all of its effect. Gumi's back hit the floor with a thud. Rosa climbed on top of him. She rubbed her hips on his body fiercely and angrily. Her hands grabbed his manhood and squeezed. Gumi let out a painful groan. Do not talk about my mother that way. The levels of hate and desire mixed and saturated the air. It sufficed Gumi's senses. His mind went blank for a moment. I will make you pay for your words. I will suck you dry until you are nothing but a husk. I'll devour your mind. I'll take it all. Love will fill me up. But I know mother's love will still be the best. Gumi felt a cold, sharp knife savagely tearing at his clothes. The fear surfaced on his senses and snapped him back. Gumi just laughed again. Take it. Take my body. Make yourself feel good, Rosa. I feel sorry for you. It's been a while since he had been violated like this. He thought he had been able to run away by being smarter, being dominant. Bitterness of being an object of desire sent a coiling of gall up his throat. But he only flashed a sadistic grin. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it right here. Oh, wow, it's getting so good. That's that's pretty crazy. Save right there. Yes. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow and finish Cupid. Oh my god, it feels that's very good. That's very good. Exit. No, wait, what? Okay, it crashed or whatever. Alright, that's it for now. Come back, as I said, come back tomorrow, finish Cupid, ending 4, and after that, I'm gonna go with ending 3, and after that, ending 1. Then after that, I'm gonna be playing a new game, or a new visual novel. But until then, I'll see you guys later.